Next topic,
classification.
periodic classification of elements.
Based on electronic configuration.
Right. Before going to that, you know Boiler diagram?
Yes, sir.
What it is?
1s, 2s, 3d, 2b, 3s, 3d, 4s, 3d, 5s, 5s, 5b, 5d, 5s, 5 6s, 6d, 7s, 7b, 8s.
So, and the order of filling electron is in this manner, right? Based upon n plus L rule, right?
Yes.
R4 principle. First we need to fill electrons in 1s. Then 2s, 2b, 3s, 3p, 4s, 3d, 4b, 5s, 4d, 5p, 6s, 4f, 5d, 6p, 7s, 5f, 6d, 7p. So totally how many electrons you can place here? 2. Here 8, 8, 18, 18, 32, 32. Right? So you will observe the periodicity of elements in that respective group in this manner. Right? So first period elements possess. These are the two elements present in first period. This one represents first period, right? So they are present in period 1. These are the elements present in period 2. Third period. These are present in fourth period. Fifth period.
అది 3 years 3p కాదు సార్ 3 years మొత్తం తప్పు రాశారు సార్ థర్డ్ పీరియడ్ అక్కడ 2p 3 years మళ్ళీ 3 years 3p 4 సార్ 3d 4p 5 years
ఏంటిది?
అక్కడ 18 ఉందా సార్ ఫోర్త్ పీరియడ్ 4s 3d 4p అక్కడ 3d 4p 5 years
ఏం చేస్తున్నావు?
అంతే
1s, 2s, 2p, 3s. 2s and 2p belongs to second period. These are belongs to second orbit. Second orbit means second period elements. Third orbit elements, so third period. Fourth orbit elements, so fourth period. So to complete up to 4p, you need to cross 3d and then come to 4p. Huh?
కరెక్ట్ సార్
Right. So these are 32 elements belongs to 6th period. These are all 7th period elements. Right? While a periodic table చూసుకునే పని అయితే, if you want to observe periodic table, so that comes in this manner. First element having electronic configuration 1s. In the same first period, you will have another element, helium, having configuration 1s2. Hydrogen 1s1, helium 1s2. Then you will have 2s1, 2p1, 2p2, 2p3, 2p4, 2p5, 2p6. So up to 2p6. So starts with 2s, ends with 2p. Third period elements starts with 3s, 3s1, 3s2. 3s2, 3p1, 3s2, 3p2, 3p3, 3p4, 3p5, 3p6. If you check the periodic table, You will have again 8 elements here. Check the period table. Long form of period. Next, starts with 4s. Then you will have 3D elements, 10 elements in between, and you will have 4p. Next, 5s, 4d, 5p. 6s, 4f, 5d, 6p. 7s, 5f, 6d, 7p. What they have done? They have brought these both 4f and 5f, these elements as a separate rows at the bottom of the periodic table. Right? Lanthanoids and actinoids, they are placed as separate table at the bottom of it. So this is how the long form of periodic table is. Right? So totally how many elements present in the first period? Totally how many elements are present here? 2. How many elements are here? 2 and 6, 8. Here, 2 and 6, 8. 2, 10, 6, 18. Again same 18, 2, 10, 6. Here, 32. In which 14 elements are placed as a separate box at the bottom. Whereas here also 32, in which 14 elements are placed separate. Right? So this is how the periodic table is. Right? Shall I rub this part? Can. So, classification of elements based upon electronic configuration, this was given by Bohr, and we also call this as Bohr's classification. Right? So, the classification is basically upon incomplete energy shells or completely energy shells. This classification is purely based upon incomplete energy shells and completely filled energy cells. So this classification mainly possesses completely filled particularly outermost orbitals, incomplete outermost orbitals. Based upon this completely filled or incompletely filled, he classified elements into different types, different sets. First one, inert gases or noble gases, representative elements, transition elements, inner transition elements. Right? Based upon the orbitals or outermost orbitals, whether they are completely filled or incomplete, they have been classified as 4 groups: noble gases, the representative elements, transition elements, inner transition elements. Noble gases means outermost orbitals are completely filled. Outermost orbitals are completely filled. Outermost orbit, valence orbit is completely filled. Then we call it as noble gases. If one outermost orbit is incompletely filled, right? One outermost orbit is incomplete, then they are called as representative. If 2 outermost orbits are incompletely filled, then they are called as transition elements. If 3 outermost orbits are incompletely filled, then they are called as inner transition elements. Right? Representative transition, inner transition, noble gases. Now coming to first side in noble gases. Already you are familiar with them. Noble gases. Helium, argon, krypton, xenon, radon. Don't write oganesson. Oganesson was found later, right? So just it was named 3 or 4 years back. So no need to worry. So with respect to atomic numbers, 2, 10, they have a difference of
8.
Can I write as delta Z?
Yes, sir.
Difference in atomic number. So what is the difference here? 8.
8.
Now next one
18.
means difference is 8.
36.
So 36,
54.
54,
86.
86. So difference is 18 again. Difference is 32. Whereas at that time 7th period elements are incomplete. At the time 7th period is incomplete period. Right? Period with more number of elements is 6th period. 32 elements are present. So 6th period is the longest period. 7th period is the incomplete period by that time. As of now, 6th to 7th periods both are completely filled, both are having 32 elements. Right? Earlier it is
Incomplete period.
7th period is incomplete period. Now coming to energy gases. So here S orbitals and p orbitals are completely filled, or we can say outermost. Outermost S and p orbitals are completely filled. So therefore they are less reactive. They are less reactive, or we will say almost unreactive, except xenon. Except xenon. This is the reason why we call them as noble gases, or we also call them as inert gases. But noble gases, this term noble gases is more after than the term inert gases. Inert gases and noble gases and right? Now what about this configuration? Their outermost general configuration is outermost general configuration is NS2 NP6 except helium. Except helium. In case of helium, configuration is 1s2. For helium, it is 1s2. In remaining cases, it is NS2 NP6. Because of completely filled configuration, orbitals or configuration, they are stable. This is the reason why every element tries to get inert gas configuration. Because as inert gas configuration is stable configuration, every element tries to get inert gas configuration either by losing or gaining electrons. That's how valency has been generated. Every element tries to get inert gas, or we call it as noble gas configuration.
Completely
completely filled configuration. either by losing or gaining or sharing electrons. This is responsible for the next chapter, chemical bond. This is the reason why we need to study next chapter, that is chemical bond. How they lose, how they share, how they gain electrons. That is dealt as a separate topic. Next, regarding representative elements. Representative elements. S block and P block elements. S block and P block, except noble gases. S block and P block elements except noble gases, they are called as representative elements. So they have metals, non-metals and metalloids all put together. They have metals, metalloids and non-metals. For example, if you take, let me write them. Starting from third period, starting from first elements: lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium. Then beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, radium. Right? These are all S block. Right? Boron, aluminium, gallium, indium, thallium, carbon, silicon, germanium, tin, lead, nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth, oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, polonium, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, astatine. Noble gases should not include them, right? So these are P block. For S block, general outermost configuration is NS122. For all these elements, NS1. For all these elements, outermost configuration is NS1. For all these elements, NS2. That means this particular group. Now coming to this group of elements have configuration as NS2, NP1, NS2, NP2, NS2, NP3, NS2, NP4, this one NS2, NP5. So now tell me, what is the general outermost configuration for representative elements? NS122, NP125. This is the general outermost configuration for representative elements. Now, they have metals, metalloids and non-metals. Representative elements have metals, metalloids and non-metals. All these elements are metals. All these are metals. Of course, these two are radioactive. Leave them aside. you find some staircase type structure here, right? So these are metalloids. So above metalloids you have non-metals, below these metalloids you have metals. So this is the zone of metals. All these are metals, these are metalloids, all these are non-metals. Are you able to understand this? So representative elements have all types, metals, metalloids and non-metals, right? In some cases they write boron also as metalloid, but boron has more non-metallic character than metallic character. So we have taken this boron under under the classification of non-metals. All these are metals, all these are non-metals. Why we call them as representative elements means because of their abundance in nature and because of their representation of the properties in most of the chemistry, right? They are more abundant in nature these are the elements which are responsible for most of the reactions. No a reaction తీసుకున్నా కానీ వాటిలో ఎక్కువ రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీ ఏమిటంటే these are the elements which are responsible for that, right? These are the responsible elements for chemical reactions. Or simply we can say these elements represent total chemistry indirectly. These elements represent total chemical reactions. Next, transition elements. Shall we rub this part? Rub this. Now observe representative elements. Here S orbital is the outermost orbit in case of this. So only outermost orbit is incomplete. And if you take fourth orbit as the outermost orbit, fourth orbit have 4s 4p. Incomplete fourth orbit, incomplete third orbit, incomplete second orbit. So all these are nothing but representative elements. That's why representative elements means outermost orbit must be incomplete. Only one outermost orbit is incomplete, right?
Transition.
Regarding transition elements, in case of transition elements, outermost orbit as well as penultimate shell. Outermost shell as well as penultimate shell. These two must be incomplete. Incomplete outermost shell as well as penultimate shell, right? Now, for example, say this. If you take scandium, atomic number 21, configuration,
4s2
noble gas core, argon,
4s2
argon atomic number 18. The moment I write argon means it represents 18 electrons has been already kept, right? 18 electrons has been already kept in case of argon. That means 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6 is already over.
Yes.
Right? Then 4s2
3D
3d1. Right? This belongs to fourth orbit. This belongs to third orbit. Right? So third orbit means, can I say penultimate shell?
Yes.
Last but one. This is outermost shell, valence shell. So both valence shell and penultimate shell are incomplete. Fourth orbit means 4s, 4p, 4d, 4f. These are fourth orbit. So only 4s is filled. What about 4p and 4d? They are all empty. So fourth orbit is incomplete. Third orbit is also incomplete. So these are called as
Transition elements.
transition elements. So outermost as well as penultimate shells are incomplete. That means what about their configurations? Now what is the general configuration of transition elements? What is the general configuration of transition elements? General outermost configuration or general configuration. So what I need to do? I need to show outermost as well as penultimate shell as empty. Right? Outermost shell means, can I write NS? Penultimate shell means N minus 1. Right? Particularly D.
D.
So NS 0 to 2, N minus 1D 1 to 9 are incomplete. The moment I write as D10, that means third orbit becomes completely filled. See this. If we write 3D10, already 3s, 3p is filled. If I write 3D10, then third orbit is also completely filled. Then we don't call it as transition. So I call into the definition, transition elements means outermost and penultimate shells must be empty. That's why I have written as NS 0 to 2, N minus 1D 1 to 9. Right. So they are again classified into different types: 3D series, 4D series, 5D series, 6D series. Right? Because if this is incomplete, if this number is 3, if n minus 1 is equal to 3, if n minus 1 is equal to 3, then we call those elements as 3D series elements. Scandium to copper. If you take zinc configuration, see this, listen. Zinc atomic number 30.
4s2
Right? Configuration argon
4s2 3d10.
4s to 3d10. Now what about this orbital? 3d is 10 means 3s to 3p6 3d10. That means third orbit is filled. That means outermost shell is filled. Sorry. Penultimate shell is filled. If a penultimate shell is filled, then I don't call that as transition element. So zinc is not a transition element. Right? So transition element means outermost and penultimate shells must be incomplete. So that's why I have written up to copper. Of course, copper is also somewhat different configuration. So we will see why there is some part of exception. We call them as a typical transition elements. This copper is called as typical transition element. Now, if n minus 1 is 4, if n minus 1 is equal to 4, then we call it as 4D series.
Vanadium.
4D series. Then yttrium. Yttrium to silver. Copper, silver, gold. If n minus 1 is 5,
5d series.
they are called as 5D series elements. And then what you will get? Lanthanum to gold. If n minus 1 is 6, sorry, if n minus 1 is 6, and then what do we call it as? 6D series. But the 6D series is incomplete. At that time it is incomplete. As of now it is
Actinium to
Copper.
Rhonginium. After rhonginium you get copernicium. Chudu. Copernicium. Where you have copernicium? See the period table. Where you have taken copernicium? Zinc, cadmium, mercury, copernicium. So one element before copernicium.
Yes, sir. After
Rhonginium. So from 60 series means I have to write from actinium to copernicium, but I don't write it because incomplete. By that time this block is incomplete. That particular period is incomplete. So I write that as incomplete. We write that as 7th period is incomplete period. These elements, copper, silver, gold, we call them as typical transition elements. What we call them as? Typical transition elements. Or we also call them as coinage metals. We also call them as coinage metals.
So then what about zinc, sir? Transition element.
Condition for D block element it is.
Only for D. Only for zinc.
Only for zinc, cadmium, mercury, copernicium.
Only for the 4 elements.
So representative elements, transition element. Transition element means this is the condition. Next, inner transition elements. Better I will write that point also. Zinc, cadmium, mercury, copernicium. These are not transition elements. They are not transition elements. Reason? They are not transition elements because condition fails. They are D block elements but not transition elements. They are D block elements but not transition elements. All transition elements are D block elements. But all D block elements are not transition elements. Remember, all transition elements are D block elements, but all D block elements are not transition elements. What are exceptions? Zinc, cadmium, mercury, copernicium. They are not transition elements, but they are D block elements. Next, coming to what is configuration of these 3D series elements? Outermost configuration. 4s 1 to 2, 3d 1 to 9. Next, 4d series 5s 5s. Somewhere you will have 0 also in 5s series. We have seen exceptional electronic configuration.
Yes, sir.
Palladium.
Yes, sir. Palladium.
Palladium configuration.
5s 0, 4d 10.
So somewhere you will have 0 also. That's why I will write 5s 0 to 2. And if you got 1, few got 2, few got 0. So 5s 0 to 2, 4d 1 to 9. Better I write as 1 to 10. Because somewhere in between. But anyhow it must be incomplete. Either if it is filled, this must be incomplete, or if this is filled, this must be incomplete. Next. Or better I write as up to 1 to 9. I will call copper, silver, gold as
Typical
elements. Better I will write here also 1 to 10. Here also I will write as 1 to 10. No need to bother. But not completely filled. It should not be completely filled. If you get a D10, this must be empty. Or if it is 2, this should not be counted. Next, here 6s 1 to 2, 5d 1 to 9. To avoid confusion, let me write in this way. Better. Here also incomplete. No need to bother. మళ్ళా మీరు కన్ఫ్యూజ్ అవ్వకండి సార్ ఇక్కడ 2 పెట్టుకుంటా ఇక్కడ 10 పెట్టుకుంటా అనేది కష్టం రైట్ సో బెటర్ దట్ ఈస్ ద రీజన్ వై ఐఎమ్ మేకింగ్ ఎమ్ యాజ్ ఇన్కంప్లీట్ గా చూపించాలి కదా అందుకోసం చూపించాను అట్లా Next, regarding inner transition elements. For inner transition elements, outermost 3 orbits are incomplete, right? Inner transition elements. So then, outermost. What do you mean by this outermost shell? Can I call this as valence shell?
Yes, sir.
Outermost shell is nothing but valence shell. Outermost shell, penultimate shell, and anti-penultimate shell. Last but two, right? N minus 1, N minus 2. N minus 1, N minus 2 is also incomplete. All these 3 are incomplete. Now, therefore, what is their outermost configuration? NS 1 to 2, N minus 1 D, 1 to 10, N minus 2 F, 1 to 40.
40.
Right? These are inner transition elements. Outermost 3 must be incomplete. Right? Now, they are also classified as 4F series, 4F series, 5F series. 4F series, 5F series. Coming to 4F series, starting from cerium to lutetium,
Yes.
thorium to
Lawrence.
lawrencium. In between, many elements are not known. Many elements. Okay, don't go there. Malla is right. We know that incomplete. So cerium to lutetium,
Thorium to Lawrence.
thorium to lawrencium. Here 14 elements, and there are also 14 elements. What is the general outermost configuration for this? 6s 2 5 D 5D, either 0 or 1, right? Next
4F.
4F 1 to 14. చూడండి ఒకసారి కాన్ఫిగరేషన్ చూడండి. 4F సిరీస్ కాన్ఫిగరేషన్ చూడండి. Whether you got 0 or 1.
First cerium 4F 1.
మధ్యలో ఎక్కడన్నా D వచ్చిందా 5D?
Yes, for GD.
గడలోనియం వచ్చిందా?
Yes, sir. 5.
5D1. అందుకనే ఏం రాస్తున్నా 0 or 1. ఇంకెక్కడన్నా 2 వచ్చిందా?
No, sir.
లేదు. నెక్స్ట్ thorium to lawrencium. 7s
6. 7S 2.
7s మధ్యలో ఎక్కడన్నా 7s 1 వచ్చిందా? 0 గాని 7s 0 గాని 7s 1 గాని ఏమైనా వచ్చిందా? సో ఆల్వేస్ 7s. నెక్స్ట్ 6d
2 2 1.
0 ఉన్నది 0 ఉంది ఎక్కడన్నా?
0 1
0 ఉన్నది 1 ఉంది 2 కూడా ఉంది.
Yes.
5f is 1 to 14. So this is the general configuration for 5f series inner transition. Now there is one flaw. In case of transition elements, he said that if you have got D10 configuration that has been excluded, zinc, cadmium, mercury, copernicium are excluded, whereas in case of inner transition elements, lutetium and lawrencium are included in inner transition elements. What ఏం చెప్పాడు ఫస్ట్ బోర్డు? జింక్, cadmium, mercury, copernicium వీటిని ఏమో ఎక్స్క్లూడ్ చేశాడు ట్రాన్సిషన్ ఎలిమెంట్స్ నుంచి. రీజన్ మీన్స్ వాట్ ఇస్ ద రీజన్ ఫర్ ఇట్?
They are
completely filled అన్నాడు. But in case of inner transition elements, మరి lutetium lawrencium configuration ఉంది 4f14, 4f14, 5f14. That means fourth orbit and fifth orbit are completely filled. మరి కంప్లీట్లీ ఫిల్ అయితే వాటిని కలపకూడదు కదా, ఇక్కడేమో కలిపాడు అక్కడేమో తీసాడు, ఇది ఫ్లారింగ్, రైట్? సో హియర్ ఈవెన్ దో lutetium, in case of lutetium and lawrencium, even though anti-penultimate shell is completely filled, better, even though f orbitals are completely filled, అది ఈజీగా అర్థం చేసుకోవచ్చు. Even though f orbitals are completely filled, they are included in inner transition series. Included in inner transition. చూడండి, even though its configuration is 5f14, దీని configuration 5f14 అయినా కానీ it has not disobeyed this condition. ఎందుకని చెప్పండి? In case of fifth orbit, 5s, 5p, 5d, 5f, 5g, you are filling only 5f.
Yes.
5g is again empty, na? That means in case of lawrencium, this condition is satisfied. Only exception is lutetium. In case of lutetium, you have only 4s, 4p, 4d, 4f. 4f is completely filled. But he included 4f and excluded, and of course, no need to bother about lawrencium. Lawrencium గురించి టెన్షన్ ఏం లేదు, ఎందుకంటే మేము ఫర్ lawrencium even though if you get 5f14, ఇంకా ఒక ఆర్బిటాల్ ఎంటీగా ఉన్నట్టే కదా ఫిఫ్త్ లో, కాబట్టి ప్రాబ్లం లేదు. సో ఓన్లీ ఎక్సెప్షన్ ఎక్కడ వస్తుంది? lutetium దగ్గర మాత్రం ఎక్సెప్షన్ వస్తుంది. ఈ ఎఫ్ సిరీస్ మొత్తాన్ని ఒకే చోట ఉంచాలి కాబట్టి lutetium కూడా అక్కడే పెట్టేసాడు. What are the demerits of this table? What are the demerits means? Directly ఇక్కడ చెప్పచ్చు కదా. Zinc, cadmium, mercury and copernicium are excluded from transition elements, whereas lutetium and lawrencium are included in inner transition elements. అంటే మొత్తం మీద in all the classifications, Bohr's classification does not include 4 elements. ఈయన క్లాసిఫికేషన్ 4 ఎలిమెంట్స్ గురించి అసలు మాట్లాడాలి. ఏంటి? జింక్, కాడ్మియం, మెర్క్యూరీ. ఆఫ్ కోర్స్ copernicium is not known at that time. అప్పుడు ఆయన చెప్పినప్పుడు copernicium లేదు. సో 3 ఎలిమెంట్స్ గురించి ఆయన మాట్లాడారు. ఏంటది? జింక్, కాడ్మియం, మెర్క్యూరీ. ఎక్కడ ఇంక్లూడ్ చేయలేదు వాటిని. జింక్, కాడ్మియం, మెర్క్యూరీని ఎక్కడ ఇంక్లూడ్ చేయలేదు, రైట్? సో ఎందుకని ఎక్కడ ఇంక్లూడ్ చేయలేదు అన్న దానికి జస్టిఫికేషన్ లేదు. దేర్ ఇస్ నో ప్రాపర్ ఎక్స్ప్లెనేషన్ ఫర్ ఇట్, రైట్? టేక్ టు నెక్స్ట్ సైడ్. Different